Hello, hello, hello. Hey, man, how you
Hey,
doing?
good. How are you?
I am doing well. Feeling quite festive on this October Thursday night. How about you?
Doing great. Getting ready for a conference I'm going to tomorrow. So just kind of checking things out, getting some swag or some tchotchkes, if you will, to hand out. There'll be a lot of PAECT members and KTIs there. So
Yeah, well, I was more talking about the fact it looks like you're getting ready for No Shave Movember or something. What's going on with that, man? You got a great look
practice,
going.
practicing trying to get a new look. Every winter I try something different, checking it out.
Ease up on the Just for Men, man. You got to make the mustache match the goat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ah, good stuff. Hey, life in Western PA going. Looks like the Steelers got things on track a little bit. Things going a little better.
we'll see. Big game coming up this weekend.
Okay. Who do you guys have?
The Dolphins.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Prime time game Sunday night.
oh man. I don't know. We got to figure out what we're going to be doing.
I know.
Gonna have to. And I don't think Tua's back for this one. I think he's back for the next one, right?
I don't know. He might be back for this one. I'll tell you what. I'll bet my mustache against your beard.
Yeah, that sounds like a very even. Yeah. It's a one
It,
for
it took
one.
a while to get this going.
Yeah, your wife is so happy to see it go, right?
Yes.
Been on there too long.
I'll
I
even
don't know
go back
about
to contacts.
that. I think we'll have to wear some kind of a Dolphin shirt or a Steelers shirt. We'll have to go hit the community aid or whatever, and we'll have to buy the other person's shirt to wear on the pod next month, I think.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. All right. I think
A
that'll
little
be good. I'm
secret.
worried.
The eyebrows are mine. We just waxed the middle part, but the eyebrows are actually not part of the.
Got rid of that's the one big. So funny story about that is the Verno family. We met people in New York we didn't realize we were related to. There was Vernos in New York. We just didn't know there was a family feud many years ago. And so we went to this huge summer picnic. And as we were walking up, they looked out and they went, "Oh, he's got the Verno brow. He's one of us." So I make sure it's separated, but back in the day it wasn't. So yeah, the one major Verno Italian trait that we hold.
Yep.
So yes. So I respect your brow separation very much so.
I always say, I may only have one brow, but it's never crooked.
That's good stuff. Well, Dom, you and I getting together. It's a Thursday. It's a little later than normal because I had some parent-teacher conferences that I had to take care of for my daughters, and life got kind of hectic for you. But
Yep.
I think it's time we do something. What do you think?
I think it's time. I think it's time for the PAECT pod.
Here we go. Welcome to the PAECT pod. What an exciting time. My name is Eric Verno, Vice President of PAECT, and I'm joined by
Dom Salvucci, Regional Director for the Southwest region of PAECT.
One of the finest, fanciest regional directors we have. And, this is our 15th episode, man. That's kind of crazy.
I know. Time is flying. I remember when we were just getting this idea off the ground. It wasn't even broadcast yet.
Yeah. I mean, we were just tinkering with it in the back end, filling up all sorts of docs with ideas. And here we are, episode 15. And, hey, nobody's fired us yet, man. So we're doing something right, right?
Yep.
The line to take our places it's very deep. I think I saw one person in line, maybe.
Well, there's a bunch of late night hosts that are leaving. That's the rumor. They're trying to take our spot here on the pod.
Ah, okay. They're
Kimmel.
Their gigs coming here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for those offers to get in to take us there.
I don't know. I kind of like it here.
Well, hey, man, we're calling this Tech or Treat. So we're going to be talking about, instead of tricking you, we're going to talk about some tech that we're using, some tech that different people are using. And we know people are live we got Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn now, and Twitter. So if you're watching and viewing, please add your Tech or Treat ideas. What are you doing in the month of October to keep your kids engaged? I know in our area, in the Dallastown area where I teach, they had a huge Halloween parade today. It's a big deal. And the kids were asking me if I was going. I couldn't because of the conferences I was doing at my daughter's school, the neighboring school. And, but I mean, they shut down the high school. Even when I was coaching football back in the day, they're like, you've got to be off campus by this time. If you're not, you're locked in till like 9 o'clock at night. So to keep the kids interested, I know they're going to have a crazy night tonight. I jokingly say we have a half day tomorrow, mainly because of this. The kids are going to come in kind of cranky, and we're going to send them out early. But so just to add a little flair, I said, hey, listen, you're going to get a lot of candy thrown at you, the whole deal. Go through that candy. Whatever you don't want, throw in a little bag, you bring it in. We'll give you some extra credit points. And so 1, they're all fired up to get candy from Verno, but 2, they get extra credit points. And 3, it fills my reward drawer. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go out and buy any candy.
Yeah.
And it takes the bad stuff off of their hands.
Oops. I lost my face.
Oh, man.
People are going to think I'm a fraud.
Nobody knew this whole time. I thought it was legit. If the beard falls off, that'll really get them.
I spent $1.25 on this getup. It's one of the most expensive costumes I've bought in a while.
I love it. What's going on in your neck of the woods right now? Keep kids engaged.
We have parades. We had where I teach, New Brighton just had their big. It's a huge Halloween parade. Kids came in with bags of candy, all sugared up. We have the Elwood parade where I live on Saturday. I'll be marching in that with the Girl Scout troop, wearing my costume, and taking the new puppy through the parade route. She's 10 weeks old.
New puppy. That's right. How's that going?
It's going. Having a daughter back in the day was easier. Easier to get on the schedule. The puppy's great. She was well behaved and everything, but a little long in the tooth to be getting up a couple times a night. My wife and I juggle getting up to take the dog out, middle of the night and run shifts. But dog's good. She lets us know when she has to go out. Sometimes she sleeps through the night. Sometimes she doesn't. A lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of activities in school. We've had, homecoming, senior night's coming up. I'm going to take this off because it is bothering me. I hate having to drop my costume halfway through the show, but we're not halfway in the intro. We have senior nights going on. A lot of activities in the school. We had a challenge program, which students that, excel in STEM, attendance, grades, community service, or they pick their grades up from someone who didn't have a good GPA that improves. They qualify for prizes from local corporations. We had a big assembly on that today. So we have a lot of stuff like that going on. And we're wrapping up the first 9 weeks of the school year next week.
Oh, wow.
So time is flying.
No, it really is. Yeah, it is crazy to think about how far we are, Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I owe my first period donut holes. I took your idea and I screwed up royally yesterday. I've actually gone back to caffeinated coffee because of my hours. And I was straight decaf yesterday, and we're talking and we're discussing stuff, and I'm writing on the interactive TV. The kids are writing, and I'm looking. I'm like, something doesn't seem right, and I totally goofed up some years that we were discussing in World War II. I'm like, you know what? This is I eat donut holes. And like, what? I go, friend of mine, colleague Eric Verno. Says he screws up. He buys donut holes. So now I'm going to scramble to go find donut holes to take you to school on Monday.
Well, my kids are getting them tomorrow morning. Not going to lie. I owe them from last week and late getting the test back. And then with the other group, it was 2 weeks ago. I made the mistake. I don't even remember what it is. And all week they've been asking, donut holes. And I've been playing. Oh, yeah, Friday. We have a half day. It's coming Friday because I keep forgetting all during the week. So I don't owe them more for that, but they're going to get them tomorrow. So I will be stopping in. We're always looking for sponsors. So Maple Donuts, if you're listening, York, PA, some of the best donuts ever. But when I go in, the ladies will just be looking at me, shaking their heads, going, "What did you do wrong now?" So it's always the conversation. They love it.
Yeah, I have to wait till Monday because, like I said, tomorrow I'm out of the district. I am at that conference, which is going to be interesting. It is the Pennsylvania Council of Teachers of English and Language Arts Conference. It's Cultivate is the theme of this year's conference. It is in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, which is technically Northwest region, but it is about a half-hour drive from my house.
Okay, not too far.
Be a lot of PACT members there, a lot of KTIs in attendance, and if you happen, it's kind of late to sign up. I think they do have open walk-ins. It is at the DoubleTree. in Cranberry Township, but we will have some swag, some tchotchkes for PACT members and KTIs. Which, if you're a KTI, you are a PACT member. Stop by, see us. Be a lot of people there. Kind of get reacquainted, meet some new members.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, make sure you queue up some of the Usher music for me in honor of Prize Patrol, since I won't be there. But yeah, no, that'll be great. Sounds like a great conference. And anytime, I don't care what conference you're at. If you see a member of PACT, if you see a KTI, former KTI, you see regional director, whomever it may be, go up, give a high five, say hello, have a conversation. It's always great. And because sometimes we may not see you, or sometimes we get busy doing our own thing, as everybody does, this time. But yeah, always come up. There is not one person in our organization that would ever be like, I don't have time to talk to another member, another colleague. So definitely do that. I know that's something that some people do struggle with sometimes. Like, oh, there's a group of people, they're talking, I don't want to interrupt. Like, my gosh, we're educators. We thrive on interruption. Like, yeah, bring it on. Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I'm glad you're able to do that. And yeah, I mean, maybe they'll work on helping you with some of your spelling issues and things of that nature. And it's always good and helping your ears, mixing some.
I know. You got to work with my, bad grammar. I've been told numerous times. So now it's kind of, a bad habit of mine where I'll intentionally use a little bit of poor grammar to get my colleagues at school a little fired up. I teach right next to the English teachers, and they'll be like, "That's not proper." I'm like, "I know. It should be this way."
Yeah, well, it's not proper to you, but it's proper to me. So
it's
I know
a Yinzer thing.
It's a Yinzer thing. Yes, I love it. I get to hear a lot of that. I watch the Pat McAfee show sometimes on YouTube, and he grew up in the Pittsburgh area, so he gets to throw in some of those things. And even he has Aaron Rodgers on, whether you like or don't like the Packers or Aaron Rodgers. But it's funny when he throws out some Western PA stuff because I'm talking to Pat, so I always appreciate that. But so I know that event is not on this, but remember bit.ly/ all caps PAECT lowercase events. Go there for all of our PD items that are going on. There's tons of stuff going on with PACT all the time. Our regional directors, in state, out of state, are doing an amazing job of making sure that we're just trying to talk about the latest and greatest. I'm trying to pull it up here real quick. We're trying to make sure that we're always doing the latest and greatest for our members, sharing the different information. So we got going through. All right, and I love our Google or our Adobe slide. We got our September events in the past, our October events, past and future. All right, the book share. We've been a part of the When You Wonder You're Learning book study.
Yes.
I told the ladies the other night that it's pushing me because I'm, there's some people that are book readers and some people that aren't. I tell my students all the time, I'm one of the slowest readers, and they're always like shocked that a teacher would say that. But I'll get it done, but I'm just not there. I'm about 10 pages behind, every week, and working and striving to make sure I'm there. Look at that. The Parkland TeacherCon. Yes, that is listed October 22nd. This Saturday coming up. All right, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I believe. The Eventbrite is listed on our page there, so you can go ahead and click to join. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that.
I do appreciate the information.
Upcoming November, got some things listed in there. The how do you say that? The Pizza Kucha in York. Yeah, that's coming in York and the South Central region here where I'm at, and they're doing a good job planning and doing a lot of different events. So that's going to be rolling in November. All right, last one we'll look at here is December. Oh, I shouldn't have pulled this up, Dom. Race of the Regions. I'm sorry. I know you dislike gloating about Race of the Regions.
We are modest. As I tell my students, out of all my excellent qualities, I tell everybody modesty is by far my best quality. And they look at me.
I would agree.
Look at me like, wait, does he know what the word means? No, it's going to be good. I'm fired up for Race of the Regions. It's going to be good. We're going to try and hold on to that title, but it is competitive. I remember one of the first Races of the Regions when we were up at State College. We're sitting there during the meeting. Everyone's taking breaks, and during the breaks, we're doing laps around the hotel. And the after hours when we're working on stuff, people were sitting there doing steps as we're talking and working. So it's very competitive. It's very competitive.
it's funny when you get people that aren't used to being around teachers a lot and they get to see the competitive nature of
Yes.
educators, because we really can be. And even when that first kicked in, that was like back when the Fitbit was like first rolling out and all that tech, and we had all sorts of stuff going around the state leading up to that idea of race of the region. So
Yes.
anybody, I think if there are, so I guess there looks like they're doing it, and then you can sign up, do, at your own pace, whatever you're able to do at your home. I believe they have an app that they use, but if your device that you have does not work with the app, you can go in, you can still log your information.
Yes. Like it'll count. I believe like in the past, my device didn't sync automatically. So what I would do is go in at the end of the evening and push the information over manually. But it is nice because it started from the distance from, I'm not sure if it was Pittsburgh or Philly to Hershey. We started the number of, that's what kind of got this going as we were going back into Hershey for Pete. And it was like a distance thing. And we started doing that. And it has been very, very competitive.
Yeah, no, it's definitely really good. Hopefully, I jokingly say 4 years of being the smallest football player on the field aren't paying off right now. So hopefully my hip issues are cleared up, that I'm able to partake and be a part of that. But yeah, it was kind of the same deal. The Android app was not necessarily working kindly with that information, but I was able to upload it. And, bottom line is it's on the honor system and what you're able to do and share your different things. So love it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to pod@paect.org and we'll push your information over to whomever it is leading it at that time, or the PD department, whatever it might be. So, but definitely love that. It's exciting, and it promotes good health.
Yes, and if it's run the way it was in the past, all steps throughout the day count. You don't have to log in and do a specific walking workout. And the more people that participate, the more fun it is. So even if you don't get a lot of steps in, it's a team average. It's not an individual. I don't know if they're doing any individual prizes, but it's a fun time. It's a very fun time.
Yeah.
And as Eric said, it's great for getting back to being healthy, especially I know like this time of year, it's, Western Pennsylvania, it's dark when I go into work, parking lot duty. It's dark, gets dark early. And the last week it's been gray in between because of the rain systems that have been coming through. We actually had snow the other day. Just flurries, nothing stuck to the ground, but it's good to get out, go walking, get on a treadmill, whatever, just be active, because this time of year, a lot of people, I know myself, I start to get into hibernation mode. So
yeah,
it's a good motivation.
Keep that motivation going. So definitely. And we just, I love Dom's region. It's just Dom. I just need him not to win. I mean, I don't care about anybody else. Like, let's dethrone Dom. That's all I need. All right. So looking for recruits.
I might have to be a proxy for the South Central region. It will really conflict you.
I'd be so torn. I'd have to take a temporary job in another region just to be able to compete there.
Well, as vice president, you could walk for any region.
I guess. Okay, we'll figure that one out. Yeah, I'll work on writing that. We don't have those in the bylaws. I'll work on that right now. We'll vote on that next month. I'll talk to Ben. We'll take care of it. Yeah, a lot of great stuff, and even forward thinking. So I think we should probably talk. Whomever's going to be leading that charge with the race of the regions, we'll make sure they come on in the show, so we can kind of maybe in November we'll kind of get that ready to roll. Usually it culminates in Pete and C, I believe. Is that still the plan this year?
Yes. PD committee is running that.
Okay.
So I could talk to Melissa tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I will see her at the conference.
All right, that works. Yeah, we'll have them in to do a little bit with that, and then I love it, just to promote a lot of things. And what would be really cool is to get some of our student chapters involved. Would be really exciting. A lot of those kids trucking all over college campuses, so it'd be great to get their information there.
And not that I'm afraid of any competition, but that will really ramp up the competition.
Yeah, it would. Yes, it would, definitely.
And speaking of things, you can't see it because
darn!
There it is.
Oh, you made it work. Technical difficulties. The shoe.
Yes. Oh, my new game room that is virtual for tonight.
That's it. Darn, if only it swallowed the shoe, that would have been the best. The golden shoe does get passed around. I promise you, everybody watching just gasped. Dom has not been allowed to wear that shoe. Don't worry. That has not been
I've not
worn
worn it
on his bus duty, nothing like that.
I did have to one night. Hi, Jim. Long time friend of ours, Jim Bigley.
Yeah.
Just said hi. One night, getting the shoe to take to Pete and C, it fell off the back of the truck, and I'm walking around trying to find it at night on the road. I found it, didn't get damaged or anything, but it was a tense situation for a brief moment in time.
Hey, Dom, I think this shout out's for you. I think somebody's concerned that you need to get swimsuit ready. So I just want you to know, so start working on that. I think that was the shout out from
Yes.
from
But
our
remember,
YouTube channel. There you go. All right, work on that.
Kalahari is a conference center.
Yes, it is. And speaking of that, Pete and C roll into Kalahari. I know I've been hearing from a lot of members, those who, hey, my proposal got accepted. I'm on a waiting list. Just as people are actively accepting what they're doing, things of that nature. So are you going to be presenting at Pete and C this year?
Yes, I have. To start, I do have a poster session on publishing student work for free on various platforms, various ways to present and publish student work. So I'm a firm believer. I've picked this up from other people. Hanging stuff on the wall is great in school, but give the students a larger voice. Let them start building a digital footprint in a responsible way and publish their work to the internet. So I'm presenting on that. And then there's another presentation, and
Wonder what that is.
it's slipping
They
my
haven't
mind right now.
figured out how to kick these guys out of these conferences. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think that's it. And this might be why Kimmel and I forget the guy on NBC. He was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. I think they're ending by January because I think they have some sites set.
Wow.
We're going to be at Pete.
Live from Pete and C, the PAECT pod will be presenting. Yes. Another live session. We worked on trying to get it all sharpened up during KTI. Realized some different tech that we're going to need to switch up. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be talking about how we run it. So you get to see the back end, the magic behind the curtain. And the downside is you still have to listen to us again in person and online. That is the downside. I apologize. And but then we'll be talking about how you can use podcasts in your classroom. Those people who are hearing from a lot of different people creating podcasts. So we got a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I saw that. So thank you for popping that up. Deb Kirby's also going to be presenting 50 time-saving tips for teachers.
Nice.
I love it.
And that is
so
important.
We'll probably have last year we had Ben Smith and Ann Noonan on to talk about the program and talk about the keynotes. So we'll probably have them on again. I think that's going to be definitely a tradition to have them on to discuss what's coming up in Pete and C. So I'm obviously going to be presenting live from Pete and C with our PAECT pod, but I am also honored to be doing a Minecraft EDU session and going over how to utilize it in your classroom from beginning to end. So definitely excited for that, trying to be a little bit more active. So as being a Minecraft global mentor and being trained by the Minecraft team, I've been very fortunate to be able to do a lot of that work with a lot of teachers. And, it's such a cool thing. I do a robotics club, so I work with First Lego League, and we have two teams that we have. And so we do some at the end of the school day after school, 5th and 6th graders are on it. And both teams are actually creating models physically. They're creating models using Tinkercad 3D, and they're also making it in Minecraft. And it's pretty amazing. And one of our teams met with an engineer from a hydroelectric power plant in Pennsylvania today through Zoom. And the engineers were floored with some of the Minecraft work the kids are doing and how they're trying to model an engine, utilizing redstone in there to create the pistons and getting everything moving. So it was a pretty cool time. It was kind of a, not that it's, a proud papa moment, but a proud teacher moment where you're sitting back and these kids are doing all the talking with this engineer. They have that interaction and they're showing them stuff that they're using. And the engineers are just, they're just just crazy impressed with what the kids are able to do in their forethought. So it's exciting seeing that. Really cool.
That is great. And the kids, I'm sure they were fired up too whenever they have someone who is in that field and impressed by what they're doing. They love being able to showcase their work.
Yeah, and the other cool thing is, I mean, the fact that we're using Chromebooks, back in the day, you weren't able to do Chromebooks with it, but now, definitely. So, it's definitely pretty cool. So I definitely appreciate all that you're able to do. So that'll be exciting talking about that, sharing the goods, sharing the bads. You got the highs and the lows that everybody goes through. So, but again, we'll definitely have people on that talk about Pete and C. If anybody's watching this or like, oh, I got a presentation, like Deb kind of gave her shout out. Yeah, hey, I think what we could do is maybe have them do a short little 30-second commercial, and maybe they can email it to or send us the link, and we can work on playing a couple of those in the next couple pods, get some different members, and kind of advertise for them so people know this is coming up, and that'd be pretty neat. So we'll work on pushing that out on social media. So
I know for speaking of conferences, Trutzy's coming up in January here in Pittsburgh. Three Rivers Educational Technology Conference. And I run the digital notebook for the conference. 3 Google Slides. We put them into Adobe, and we make a little short video clip of their presentation. So we could do something like that and do a little, 3-slide showcase of just summary, who you are, give us a picture of who you are, title and a summary of what you're doing. We can push that out and, have it showcased here on the pod. It will be stored on our archives on YouTube and everywhere else, and try and drum up some interest to get people to your presentation at Pete. Yeah,
definitely. And again, we got several different avenues that they can go. I think we'll push out all those ideas. And the other thing too is just to encourage anybody listening, if you're a PAECT member, if you're a KTI from 2016, 2015, whatever the case may be, put those on your presentations.
Yeah.
We love seeing it when we're out and about. It loves getting that conversation going. And you never know if there's somebody in the crowd like, oh yeah. I was 2014. Oh, you were 2015. That's so cool. And it strikes some conversation. So love when I see those in presentations. So
KTI awesome. Goes way, way back. Early 2000s.
Early aughts. Yeah.
Yes. And I've met some KTIs from way back that, and it was great getting to talk to them and getting to meet them and getting ideas from them.
Most definitely. Yeah. It's always a good time. Always a good time. All right. A lot of stuff, but I think it's a good time to roll into our tech notes. What do you think?
I think that would be a good idea.
All right, here we go. All right, Dom, we'll give you the floor. Let's go ahead and have you share. I love the sneak peek I had of seeing what Dom's going to be sharing today.
I went old school.
Oh, it is not as old school as I. Ooh, hide that scary screen of those guys on there.
I don't know why. It's the back end.
Oh, they're seeing the back end. Look out.
Why it's not just doing my one
back
screen.
End's better than the backside. I think you just have to minimize that one screen and maximize your other one, because I think you have the screen being shared, not a window.
Yeah, let's try this. Stop screen. Let's go to present. So anyway, as I get there.
It's like it's been 30 days since we've done this.
I know. There we go. Chrome tab.
Oop, there it is.
So, try this again. There we are.
Oh,
free technology for teachers. This site has given me many, many resources for many, many years. And we were talking about, Halloween and the theme coming up. So I Googled free tech for teachers, which is the website, numeral 4 teachers.com. Halloween, and they had all kinds of Halloween themed lessons. A lot of them are geared towards middle school and elementary school, but they're easy to adapt to the upper grades, which I teach high school history. Click here. All this stuff is free. You can click on it. They have the hyperlinks out to other activities and resources. Creating videos and animated videos in Canva. Halloween reading, which has the collection of Halloween themed articles, K-8 audience, few for 9 to 12. Pumpkin dice latte challenge, jack-o'-lantern, Google Slides, science videos, traditions, the dark arts of Halloween math. They go hand in hand, as I always like to call mathematics because it confounds me. But they have all kinds of stuff here, and they're easily adaptable and they're free, which is the key. I always pull great ideas off. I am a firm believer in sharing ideas, borrowing ideas. Why reinvent the wheel when you have access to things that are already made, already been proven? You just have to tinker with them and add, adjust them to your students, make them a little personalized for your classroom. And I'm a firm believer in that. And Free Technology for Teachers is such a site that you can do that. So I'm
let's
going
go ahead
to
and
stop sharing and let you take the floor.
up just 1 second. Let's go ahead and let's pop this on here. Should have been on it a little quicker for you. So free tech, the number 4 teachers.com.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely been Richard Burton. He's awesome. He does some great videos, breaks things down. There's definitely never a lack of information on his site. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
His newsletter, great to check on. I know our inboxes get filled up real fast. So I felt like I was kicking this old school, and so we'll see. I know Dom's reaction. He wasn't too familiar, but back in the day, one of the most popular magazines for teachers was the Mailbox magazine. And I know I had a subscription to that, and it would come in the mail at the beginning of the month or at the tail end of the prior month and give you different things that you could check out. So, and their feature, we'll go ahead and click in to check it out then, but it's a nominal fee each year that I gladly give them. But you can go just if you want stuff for November, you click on it. If you're thinking ahead, just going through, and it just has your writing things, gobbles and giggles writing cards, just a lot of different interactive mini charts. So I know you have the different I'm blanking on the website, where teachers pay teachers kind of a thing.
Yes.
But this is a site where people are kind of putting their stuff in here, and you're paying for the magazine, you're paying for a yearly subscription, but you're not having to pay for everything individually. But a lot of stuff, they cover all the different curricular areas. Even down here, a whole section of $5 ebooks just for Halloween. So that's just the November look ahead, but we'll go ahead and click on October since we're talking about tech or treats, and kind of just going through and just seeing the different things that are Halloween themed, rounding decimals, pulling in spotlights for social studies, just different items that are here, fall card maker. What I love is with a subscription, you get these gold features. So I'm able to go in and mainly focus on my math and create basically folders. So I kind of go look at the different chapters, the different curricular things that I'm using. But what I like is when I'm able to go in here and pull stuff up. So we do a lot of rotation work, and I want to make sure what I'm doing for the kids is hands-on. I don't want to have them, using a computer screen. So here they're doing the math, they're coloring the pies based on the fraction answers. So it's just getting them, breaking out colored pencils, crayons. Sometimes it has them cutting things out, gluing. It'll give you your grade level, all your information here, what everybody thought. You can print it out. You can do a whole thing. Like, you kind of save them in a little booklet, print them all out. And I just love the ability to hop on here and get your different items. Again, just going in, they do have like a freebie section. So if you just wanted to check it out, you can go ahead and just, see what they have, just to kind of like, dip your toes in the water, see what some of the different activities are. Like I said, this was a very infamous for educator magazine, back in the late 90s, I will say. And We used to have, I used to pay for the subscription to have it delivered, and you kind of would chop it up, and they had like the fold outs for bulletin boards and things like that. But they do have bulletin board ideas. So the mailbox.com is the website. And you can go ahead and pay for a subscription there. And like if we click here, let's see, add a subscription. It'll give out my information. So I'm going to buy a subscription for everybody viewing. Probably we'll see how this works here. Wait a little bit. All right, so there's your different levels, from preschool all the way up to intermediate school, $29.95 for a year subscription. Very minimal for the different items you're getting.
Yeah.
And again, you're able to print some stuff off and share it with your colleagues down the road. So I definitely think it's something worth checking out. So the Mailbox Magazine. And just to add something separate. So PAECT is a state affiliate of ISTE, and there are many state affiliates of ISTE. In one based out of Texas, it's a pretty big one, TCEA.
Yes.
They did put out a s'more free TCEA membership this week only. So we're on Thursday, catching it kind of close. Normally it's a $50 membership fee. They're waiving it. And so they have some phenomenal things going on there. It's a rather big organization, a little bigger than PAECT. And just some of the things like PAECT does their local events. We do some PD stuff. All the different regions do some great stuff. So, I belong to the Maryland organization. I pay for that membership. This one, I was able to re-up for my free. I was ready to pay for it this year. Get on their website, just tcea.org. And you're able to go in and click on here to sign up for free. And they have a lot of really great stuff, a lot of great educators down in that area. So, I just encourage you to check out a lot of the ISTE affiliates, just like PAECT.
Yeah. Nice Skate's another one that's free.
Yep. Nice Skate up in New York. Yep. You get a free membership there. And they even have an event, their conference up there kind of a thing. And some exciting stuff there. And the cool thing is, again, networking, branching out. This year, we've got ISTE in Philadelphia. So members of TCEA will be there. Nice Skate will be there. PAECT, MSET is the Maryland group. ICE out of Illinois. A lot of the different, groups, NCCE, I do some training with them. That's another ISTE affiliate that works in the Northwest. So a lot of great organizations connected with ISTE, and it's all about doing great things for educators. So, definitely if you're looking for another avenue to pull some different resources in, I definitely would, TCEA, you can't go wrong with free membership.
Yeah.
So I'll hit you with a pay, and I'll hit you with a free this week. All right, let's see. A lot of stuff there, but yeah. So, and the biggest event going on right now is the When You Wonder You're Learning.
Yes.
So great, the book, Mr. Rogers.
You didn't have to sign up. Signups were the initial back in October. That is the one that has the open signups. If you would like to join and you missed the previous sessions, that's fine too. Reach out to one of us. You can email us at pod@paect.org or dominic.salvucci@paect.org or eric.verno@paect.org, and we will get the information out to you. You didn't need to start at the very beginning. And honestly, even if you haven't read the book, but you want to get in on the conversation, there's a lot of great ideas being shared out. And the nice thing is it's being run by PAECT members. We have volunteers that have stepped up to take over a chapter and guide the conversation. It's more of a conversation than it is a lecture or, formal session. It's more of an informal discussion of ideas. So,
yeah. And if you do attend, there will be Act 48 hours,
Yes.
given. I know that's kind of come on the radar for a lot of people because they just kind of reopened that. So, but again, hey, listen, 10 pages behind. So a couple of quotes that were brought up. Oh, on this page, on that page. I'm like, I didn't get to that page. But, you're listening, you're learning, you're sharing it. Even to be able to talk about, different stuff that, you're seeing in your classroom. And what I do like is at the end of each session, there is a challenge given for something for you to try in your classroom to kind of push you to kind of extend that arm and kind of the Fred Rogers method of doing different things. And, so it's been pretty good. Like even talking about, when you're doing an activity and just, saying to that kid using that word wonder, be like, huh, I wonder what happened if, you would do that. Or, oh, you were thinking about that? I wonder what would happen if you do continue with that, because maybe they didn't do it because
Yeah.
the lab, the assignment said they needed to do Y. They were kind of thinking X. You hear them voicing. You just give them that little, and then you walk away, and then just kind of plant that seed, and then you see, do they go that extra? Do they take it that next level to kind of test it out? So it's pretty good stuff. So
Yeah. And it really makes you think and reflect on what you're doing in the classroom, and what's working, what could you do better. I participated in this back in the spring when we came out of Pete, and we ran this late spring, and we had a number of people. The book was handed out at the KTI summit, and they wanted to run with it again, so we're doing it again. And you're going through it a second time, you're picking up more things, and there's some people from the first session, there's people who are new to this and weren't in the first session. A lot of ideas being shared. We have jam boards being shared amongst the people with ideas and things people are doing in their classroom, what worked, what didn't work, some different takes on things that we've discussed in the past. So it's a really good resource.
Yeah, and even in the last group, because I was sharing with them, I was being honest, let them know, hey, I'm a little behind. They even were talking about, well, maybe it's an Audible book, and just checking right now. There you go. When you wonder, you're learning. So I said I listened to a lot of podcasts on the drive to work, on the drive home to work, and I was like, that might be something to consider. So there you go. If you're like me and looking for, you think you don't have a lot of time, but you might be able to squeeze it in with the different things you're doing, you got the Audible book as well. Not a paid plug, but man, we got to work on that. Yeah, no, that's exciting stuff. So we got November coming up. Thinking about planning some stuff out and getting ready for what's in store for that month. To be thankful, I know a lot of stuff. We have a lot of virtual kind of things going on around the regions and stuff of that nature.
There's a lot of statewide virtual activities going on. Going into the fall and into the winter. The W word. It's just parking lot duty the last few days has been brutal. I'm not used to we go from 70 degrees in shorts to all of a sudden I'm wearing a winter coat and gloves and a hat.
And people are looking at you.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm looking here at our thing. So thankful for tech is what we have down for what we're going to be discussing. And so, I'm just going to make the plea now. If there's any tech that you've really felt thankful for this year, to go ahead and drop a line to us, and we'll push out that information on the socials about doing a little commercial or a 3-slide kind of thing to be able to share about your presentations coming up. So we can show some in, we can show some in November. We could get some in December and get some in January, kind of leading up to Pete in February. So some exciting stuff there for sure.
And Eric and I were talking tomorrow while I am at the conference that I'm at tomorrow. We were talking about, I'm going to be interviewing some of the PAECT members, some of the presenters there who are KTIs. We don't know if it's going to be like a little mini show in between shows or if we're going to have clips for our next show. But you want to check that out. And, these little, I don't want to say little, but these conferences that are not necessarily run by PAECT, but we have PAECT members there, and some of the regional ed camps and regional conferences. Those are a great way if you're not ready, if you don't think you're ready to present at Pete, or you're afraid or hesitant to try to present at ISTE and larger conferences. These are a great way to kind of get your feet wet and practice, or even going in with poster sessions instead of a full-blown presentation. So it's a great way to get started. We have a very strong membership, as we always say. PAECT is only as strong as our members, and fortunately we have very strong members. And I've always brag at school about to the administration and such. My PLN, I've been a member of PLNs before the district even started pushing the concept of PLNs, and the membership that we have here has really helped me up my game as an educator. And everyone has good ideas. You may not realize it, but it doesn't hurt to reach out and try and present and share your ideas. Or when you go to a session, don't be afraid to raise your hand and give input when asked, because you guys have a lot of good things you're doing in the classroom. It's good to get that word out.
Yeah, and the problem is we are always so hard on ourselves. We never think we're doing great things. Like that reflection concept of, even like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'm just doing this. And you tell somebody, they're like, oh, and they never thought about that kind of a thing. And even when I was kind of like, I'm just going to share the Mailbox magazine. You're like, never heard of it, So there's going to be a lot of people kind of like that. So you just never know. But yeah, I agree. Our membership's phenomenal. Every time there's a different meetup, I learn so much by just hearing different people. I always said one of the reasons why I got into education, I felt like it's a tough profession to become a dinosaur. You can if you choose to. If you just want to rest on your laurels and do lessons plan A through Z that you've always done by, hey, there's people that are doing that and rocking it. But the ability to freshen things up and change things up, and it's only gotten better and easier to be able to pull that information and to be able to do different things in your room.
Yeah.
And being at these PACT events is huge. Yeah. So it's reaching out of your comfort zone to present. And even like right now, we have a bunch of members that are working on review teams, and we're reviewing proposals for ISTE. We had reviewers that were reviewing proposals for P&C. So if you've never done an event, you haven't presented at a conference, you're kind of nervous. The ISTE application is daunting.
Yes.
P&C is definitely scaled back from what ISTE does. But when you're reading these presentations, you're going to come through and say, wow, all right, I really pulled some good things. Okay. I know, kind of like strengthening my skills to write my application. And, honestly, you're going to read a couple of them and be like, okay, I could do that. Like I don't have to do anything extra. I could do that. And it's a good presentation. It's a good proposal. So it's definitely a great avenue for that. So that's like a benefit of PACT and our PLN that we don't advertise, but when different events are going on, we call for members to help us vet and read through and look at the different proposals. So it's a great opportunity. And I know it's, time is something that all of us, are struggling with because they add more items that we have to deal with and don't give us any more time to do it. But if you're able to stretch some minutes out of your day, that is definitely something that is worthwhile for you to do. So I definitely would encourage you to kind of look for those different events going on. So yeah, just scan your email, and the Education Technology Today newsletter that comes out every Wednesday, encourage you to read that and share the different items from there, and keep yourself in the know, and definitely keep listening to the PACT pod, either YouTube, check it on Facebook, coming to a podcast player of your choice through our partnership with Anchor.fm. So we love Anchor and the ability to push everything out there. So we truly appreciate all those that do listen, and all those that comment, and all those that email us and give us information and thoughts on what we should do. All right, man. Well, I think we're tech or treated out, possibly, unless you have another mask, sitting behind your desk that you're ready to pop on.
No, but just for the sake of showing.
Let's make the screen smaller since you're showing that. Yes. Make sure you're ready. Oh, the incognito. There it is. There it is.
Like a Mr. Potato Head type shoe.
So many jokes, Tom. I'm going to stay away from them because it's time to thank our sponsors. Oh, what were you going to say about dad jokes?
The dad jokes. That's my wheelhouse. Cheesier the better.
That's it. When I was walking through the lobby at my daughter's high school, and I heard there was kids there that were greeting people when they're coming and make sure they knew where they were going. And she made a reference about a bad dad joke. And I just turned, looked across the lobby. I'm like, is there even a thing as a bad dad joke? And she just started laughing. I just kept walking. But it needed to be said.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's thank our sponsors. We truly appreciate all the corporate council members, the venture sponsors that PACT has, and also helping to promote and push the PACT pod. So here we go. Man, every time I go back and try to fix that, I think I make it worse. So I gotta get back in there and fix that. Jeez.
You want to use the minus sign to lower the volume, not the plus sign.
Yeah, well, I'm using a product that I'm sure you know and love, PowerPoint, to be able to make it, but I'm gonna have to switch out to something else. Gotta go a little beefier.
Going back to my English background, it's not more lower, it's just lower.
Yeah, I don't know what happens when like the music track just overplays itself. So anyway, but even though the music's bad, the sponsors are amazing. So we truly appreciate them, and know they got a lot of things going on at Pete. Sponsoring different events, and make sure you get to peteandc.org to the website. That's peteandc.org, and check out the. I believe the program is fully rolled out. I think it's on the site now. If not, it's going to be getting out there soon. So that way, when you're going to plan it, you can show your administrators, the different events you're looking to see. And just to give you a heads up, we will be doing a meet and greet at Pete and C. It's going to take a little different shape and form than our normal formal dinner, but we'll definitely be active and present at Pete and C. And we truly appreciate all of you and look forward to seeing you at any of our regional events. And we're looking forward to seeing you at Pete and C.
We'll have the booth at Pete and C. Stop by, say hi, see us out and about. If you happen to be, at the conference for English language arts tomorrow in Cranberry Township, stop by, say hi. And any of the other events, like Eric said, stop by in, give us a shout out, come talk to us.
Most definitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we truly appreciate all you do for your students. You're a phenomenal member of PACT, as Dom said, and I reiterate, I love saying that PACT is only as great as its members, and we have some amazing members. So thank you for making PACT what it is.
Take care, everybody. See you soon.
All right. Have a great end of your October and a great, phenomenal start to your November. We'll see you for Thankful for Tech.